everyone. Welcome all of you to Career Launches South City's YouTube channel. I, Nitika Davar, am conducting a small talk today as to what kind of reading reference material should we be focusing on in order to excel in the CAT examination. Now that we are a few days, like say 150 days away from the examination, many students have this question buzzing in their heads. Over the years, I have met a lot of students who have asked me that, ma'am, what is the right kind of material that we should be reading in order to excel on the RC section? Now that we know that the passages on the examination can come from anywhere and everywhere, we tend to get passages on philosophy, literature, psychology, business and economy, science and tech, arts, political philosophy, and many more such genres like contemporary issues, historically significant passages, and many more, which turn up on the examination. Now that we know that the passage on the examination is not going to come from my comfort zone. If I'm really interested into soccer, I can't expect that I'll get a passage on Manchester United's history. Or if I'm an avid reader with respect to history, I would not get a passage on French Revolution or Bolshevik Revolution per se. But the passages on the examination can range from anywhere and everywhere. So we all are aware that we need to be reading in the right direction in order to be comfortable with the kind of passages that turn up on the examination and thereby comprehend them. Before we move any forward, I hope you all are aware when we get the passages, most of the questions that come up on the passages are now inference-based questions. These inference-based questions demand an overall understanding of the passage. You have to take that deep dive into the passage. You have to dig deeper in order to identify the inferences, the ideas, the views that the author has to offer. In order to be an effective reader, you need to be reading between the lines. I'm sure you guys must have always multiple times heard this cliched expression, I would like to say, read between the lines. Read between the lines. What will we find between the lines, ma'am? A burger, a sandwich? No, you're going to find your inferences. And inferences are our friends, guys. So in order to be an effective reader, we read ideas now and we do not read words. We should not be focusing on the passage in order to identify the facts that the passage has to say. Instead, focus on the ideas that the author is trying to present. For that, looking at the density of the passages that we get on the examination, looking at the exam setter, how this evil exam setter has so many cruel ideas in his head, that how I'm going to come up with passages which are going to completely introduce xenophobia in the students. What's that xenophobia? It's the fear of unknown. इस unknown को ही हमें known बनाना है, guys. So we are trying to make sure that we are acclimatized with each genre that does turn up on the examination. Now that we know that CAT has a decided pattern where it has passages which might range from positivists to wolves, if I were to talk about the last year's CAT examination, from second-hand shopping like thrifting to some sustainable development, or it can be coming from anywhere and everywhere. So let's get started, guys. Let's start reading in the right direction. We have to be an avid reader. What we have to do is we have to divide our days into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we will focus on one particular topic one day. Let's say Monday have frozen for philosophy type paragraphs, right? And then Tuesday for business and economy, Wednesday for science and technology, Thursday for psychology type reading, Friday for literature type reading, Saturday for, let's say, arts, and Sunday for, let's say, contemporary issues. Now, how do we target this? Now, I'll share with you guys the right reading reference material that you have to focus on. Over the years, I've heard students come up and say, ma'am, would focusing on novels and newspapers help me? Tell me honestly, guys, the kind of passages that do turn up on the examination, take a squint at CAT 2021, 22, 23. Tell me which of these passages look like they came from a newspaper or a novel. Maybe some of them would look like they've come from an editorial section of a newspaper, but not really coming out of the reports that come up in the newspaper, right? So we need to be targeting the right reference material. So let's start with the very first one, which is philosophy. Philosophy type passages have known to confuse readers for time immemorial. Let's get comfortable with these. So we have to target Eon essays, Eon articles. They're the best source of philosophy type passages. Here I've attached, for example, the link to this as well. If you would see, if you just open Eon essays, you would find many passages pertaining to philosophy here. Take any one, start reading it. It just acquaints you with what kind of passages you might get on the examination. You get acquainted with certain technical terminology with respect to the passages that would turn up on the examination. So it's a technical terminology that we are hoping to get comfortable with. It's not like we don't understand basic English. We are just trying to focus on technical terminology and getting used to reading diverse topics. Now, for literature, we have the New Yorker, Granta, Culture Vulture. If you would just open this, you would see many articles would open up with respect to literature. Let's just open any one and start reading it. Spend about 30-35 minutes. You might find that these articles are lengthier than a particular cat type passage. However, the focus here is to get comfortable with the genre, not just to build our knowledge with respect to that particular area, but in order to be comfortable with the diverse topics that turn up on the examination. Then pertaining to science and tech, we have Scientific American, National Geographic, Scientific India. Again, just open any one of them and you would land up on various articles from these genres, and you would be comfortable with the same as well. Pertaining to psychology, I have this entire list. I hope you guys can take a small screenshot or probably like or subscribe. That would help you to again come back to this video in order to refer what kind of passages or what kind of areas I have to focus on. Pertaining to business and economy, you have The Economist, New York Times, and Financial Times. So start reading, guys. Spend 30-35 minutes daily in order to be comfortable with the kind of passages that do turn up on the examination and gain that idea. Be cognizant of various technical terms that turn up on the passage and do not leave any stone unturned, right? So let's focus on these things, guys. That's all for now. I hope this will be helpful to all of you in order to gain insight as to how to work on diverse topics that turn up on the passages. Let's make it a point that we're going to read for 30-35 minutes daily. And while you're commuting, while you're just subscribe to few of these, the magazines that I've referred here. Some of them are free, which you can already see. They're going to benefit you all a lot. If you have any questions, anything, feel free to comment in the comment section. And that's all for now. All the best for your preparation, guys.